Connectra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, Connect Together, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative, Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobbie Seale-Cobiskey, Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson, Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff, and other initiatives including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at Connectra Society.
Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Great, thank you. Well, good day, everyone. I'm just going to come in a little closer to reset the viewfinder so that it is on gallery view. And there we go. And so welcome everyone to an adapted seated yoga practice. So everything we do today will be done seated in the chair. And it's totally my intention at some point to include poses, movements that we can do, maybe standing using the chair for balance. However, for today's focus, everything we do will be done seated in the chair. And so for some of you who are new to the practice, I think you'll be delighted in just how much, how full of practice we can do seated. And so yoga, India's gift to the world. And so sometimes I like to share a little piece of writing with folks who are interested in joining the class. However, today I'd like to just share the title of a book, if I may, and it's tied into Yoga, India's Gift to the World. And I borrowed this book at the library, and so I'm going to move in closely, and I know it's kind of reversed, I think. But it's called Finding the Mother Tree, Discovering the Wisdom of the Forest by Suzanne Simard, S-I-M-A-R-D. And so, what can I say? I love trees. Trees love me. And we've had a long relationship of caring for each other. So, that said, and like to invite you to have whatever yoga toys, yoga prompts that you would like to utilize in your practice today. We are going to be doing the movements in the spine, and the centering practice, breathing, pranayama, all that good stuff, movement. And so with balance in mind, I'd like to invite you to have whatever you need if you know balance is a challenge. Whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. Grounding practice. So I sometimes, a lot of the time, I like to have something between my feet to keep my feet comfortably hip distance apart. And so this is a yoga block that I've had for years, covered with some material. I understand there, folks who are wheelchair users. I have a friend who has a pummel between the knees, or not the knees, but the thighs, that creates that same, keeping ourselves nicely aligned. And so posture comes to mind. So anyway, talking head.
I don't think so.
Good all the time.
Me when I feel like I'm a talking head. And speaking of which, if
I think you're perfect, bud.
if you would mind
Sorry.
muting yourself if you're not already, that'd be awesome. And so an invitation to begin by finding a comfortable sitting position. It is challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then an invitation to find a space, if possible, where you're supporting your own spine. And come away from the back of the chair enough so that you feel you're sitting forward on your sits bones. So our sits bones, the bones we sit on. And so Buddha belly is soft, spine is long, lift your shoulders up, back and down. And so not a big scrunch up towards our ears, however, just a nice, allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. So moving soft, organic movements. And then relax your arms in your lap, by your side, or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And so chin in, parallel to the floor. If it's helpful, you can place 2 fingers or finger on your chin, imagine a turtle. If you'd like, close your eyes here. Or soften your gaze. And allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Attention moves inward. Notice your alignment, knees, hips, ankles, shoulders, overhead. And then an invitation to bring your awareness to your breath. Allowing your breath to move your abdomen. Place one hand on your belly. And so on inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. Keeping one hand on your belly, take your other hand to your chest, to your heart center if you'd like. And notice the pattern of movement of your breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And then see if you can begin to expand your breath. Paying particular attention to the exhale, so your exhale. See if you can begin to lengthen your exhale. And so the focus is more on the exhale than it is in the inhale. So we can deepen or lengthen our exhale, making it just a little bit longer than our inhale. It engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of stress and tension. So I'd like to encourage you during your yoga practice, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this lovely, deep, long, easeful breath. And so I'd like all your movements and your poses to feel like that big first stretch in the morning, yawn. And so when you're ready, arms by your side. Do a little shake out and maybe rest your hands on your lap. And then from here, I'd like you to bring your hands together, rub your palms together. And so if you're blessed with a yoga buddy, this yoga is lovely done with partners. And so if you have a yoga buddy that you'd like to share this with, you could have them guide you or guide you. You can work together and they can be placed in your hands wherever you guide them to, or vice versa. But this practice is about you today. So rubbing your hands vigorously, and then take your hands apart and notice a bit of warmth or heat between your hands, and then rub your hands together again. And so there's research now that shows what we've always known, that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. And so now I'd like to invite you with 3 choices to bring your hands wherever feels most comfortable for you. So I'm going to take this pretty scarf off for a little bit. And so the first placement might be at your chest, so your heart center, one hand on the other. Second choice might be that you take one hand just touching the back of your cheek. Or maybe it feels very heavy. Awesome to place your hands at the back of your neck. Allow your body to absorb the healing energy, loving energy from your hands. And then rub your palms together again. And this time I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress or tension, and take your hands there. Open to receive. Okay, that's a little shake out, wiggly fidgets. So a little bum dance. Woohoo, it's yoga time. So I'd like to invite you to not resist any urges in your yoga practice. So laughing, crying, crying, it might be tears of joy, maybe gratitude, grief. If you need to leave the space for whatever reason to take care of yourself, please do. I know you're not going to be disruptive to the class, and know that you're free to come back or not. That said, I'll be here until 1, and then I'll be on my way. I might even end the class 5 minutes before 1. So yeah, yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so moving on, let's repose. So an invitation now to ground through your sits bones. So maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our belly, Buddha belly, is soft, spine is long. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. So soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And rest your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And tuck your chin in slightly. So chin is tucked in, parallel to the floor. And from here, we'll continue with the warm up for our body by bringing our chin gently towards the floor. And then looking up slightly. So maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And so an invitation to keep this gentle movement flowing for a few more breaths in your own time and rhythm. So warming up the thoracic area of our spine, or cervical spine, terminology. And so our neck. And then it's ready, bring your head back to neutral, and then take your ear towards your shoulder, and then move back and forth. From ear to ear. And so if this movement feels a little too intense, feel free to explore visualizing the movement. So imagination is powerful. And then as ready, bring your head back to neutral. And then turn a soft gaze, looking just past your shoulder. Move only as far as feels comfortable for you. And then as if nodding no, move from side to side. And it's ready, going back to center. And then from here, I think we'll continue down along the spine with a gentle movement called cat and cow. And so this is for our upper back. And so when you're ready, draw your chest in. So it's as if your sternum's moving to the back of your rib cage as you round your shoulders, around your upper back. And then move your sternum forward and up. Lift your heart, your throat. And so rounding your back. So you might notice that it feels natural as we round our spine to slide our hands towards our knees. So it might be the sliding your hands right on your thighs, or maybe hovering above, more energetic movement. And then as we arch our back, hands naturally slide in towards our hips. And so I'm going to turn sideways in my chair, just to hopefully give a better visual of what's going on with the spine. So in your own time and rhythm, keeping this gentle warm up for your spine flowing. So move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that your movements and your breath become one. Well, hello, Evie. So I have a little bunny rabbit. He's quite active right now. So he is the real deal. And he's curious. So as you're ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Take a moment. And then from here, we're going to come into a gentle twist. So I'd like you to imagine, or if you like, you can place your fingers on your kind of where in the base of your spine. And then moving up one vertebrae at a time, we're going to come into a gentle twist. So it begins at the base of the spine, and that hand that you're twisting towards, if it feels comfortable for you, slide in towards your head. And then head turns last. And so moving dynamically, so twist from side to side. And so this is meant to be a gentle twist. We're not meant to go into our full range of motion. And finish up the movement that you're on. Relax your arms by your side if you like, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And I'd like to invite you to take a moment to feel the effects of that sequence of movements. So it is not about what the form looks like, what we look like in the form or the movement. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? No judgment. Can you name the feeling, the sensation? Is it energy, fatigue, pain? Maybe it's a hum, a sensation you're feeling moving down through your spine from that you didn't feel earlier. And so moving on. My block back between my feet. So repose. Arms by your side, wiggly fidgets. So do a little bum dance. Gonna be creative, do your own thing. So this is, you're doing your own, not my thing. Together, we all do our own thing. What can I say? It can be a lot of fun. So however we're connected, right? And so from here, where should we go? So I wanted to actually introduce a yoga block today. And so this is a hard rectangle block, one that I've had forever. And it's a yoga block. And I refer to, generally you refer to yoga props as yoga toys that I have in my yoga toy box. And so anything that you have that can mimic keeping your knees or knees comfortably hip distance apart. So the block, I might have it sideways, the narrow way or wide. Might be that I also have a bolster back there that I sometimes will invite people to explore placing between their knees. This can also double as a nice support for your back. And so if you're a female, I would recommend, if you're placing a block or yoga mat or something behind your back, I would place it just below your ribs and not all the way down the spine. If you're a male, I'd explore having support all the way down to the end of your spine. And the reason for that, I mean, I'm stating the obvious. I shared this yesterday. Somebody thought it was funny. Men and women are not, our bodies are not made the same. And it has to do with where the organs are placed. And so, don't take my word for it. Investigate. And if you have any new information for me, I'm totally open. So moving on, I'm just going to put my scarf back on just for a little bit of pizzazz, a little color. And so let's repose. Feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. And so we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. You're down through your sits bones. Notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. So you might do a bum dance. Spine is long. Roll your shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And soft gaze on the horizon. And so mountain pose. Seated. And come out of the pose. Do a little shake out if you like. And so I'd like to share two more versions of mountain pose seated. So you might be on a plane, you might be on the side of a mountain, you might be wherever you are. So we can do our yoga practice. We can take it on the bus, the airport, You might want to be a little bit careful in public so that somebody doesn't come along and lock you up. So if I get too goofy in public with my poses and so on, people start questioning. So of course we're not in a dry crowd. So mountain pose. So Matthew Sanford, yoga teacher extraordinaire, would say we have to go down to go up. So ground through your feet. Your sits bone sharp on the chair. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, so open up your armpits. Chin in, level with the earth, the ground if you like. Mountain pose. And release. And so I'll teach one more version of mountain pose. And so you choose whatever version works best for you. And so we'll start with grounding through our feet, arms by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. Spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center and then reach up to the sky. So your arms might be up along your ears, maybe gold pose. So gentle back arch. And release. And shake. So often when we're in a pose, it doesn't feel like we're working really hard. We're doing a lot. However, notice that when we come out of whatever your version of mountain pose is, that when we come out of the pose, our bodies tend to look like this. I'm exaggerating. So this is me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And the other, interesting piece is that often, and this was me, and still is, and not so much anymore, but for a long time, it was what if somebody noticed, or I noticed that my posture, I wasn't sitting up tall, I would automatically go to this, right? And again, I'm exaggerating. So it's not about that movement, forcing. So feet on the earth, arms by your side, or if you'd like, taking your hands to your heart center, reaching up to the sky. Take a look between your palms. Notice if they're facing each other, if it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. It is not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. And then palms face down. Woohoo. So repose. Ground down through your feet. So I'd like you to push down through one foot and push down through the opposite foot. And so it might be an energetic pushing down. And then notice if you feel one hip more than the other. Oh, I don't know if you can see Evie, but he's totally in the class today. So little shake up again. So let's tap our fingers. So air piano. And up a little higher if you like. So I'm going to keep my hands up fairly high so that hopefully most of you can see my hands. And then circle or roll your wrists in one direction. Notice, is one wrist tighter than the other? So just as human beings, we tend to be tighter on one side. And then roll your wrists in the opposite direction. So we can be thinking about other things while we're doing our yoga practice. However, I'd like to invite you to if you notice your mind wanders off, just in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your movement, to your practice. Slow the movement right down. Then maybe even looking, in this case, at your hands with appreciation. And then imagine you're moving your hands through water. I see you. I see you. And then push your hands away. And then draw your hands back. Push your hands away. Draw your hands back. And so with this movement, we're moving through all the joints in our arms, but we're also getting into all those muscles around our shoulder blades. So it's like we're giving ourselves a lovely little back massage. And then as ready, out of the movement, do a little shake out. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to stretch your palms. So we're going to do a lot of hand stuff today. So I don't know for sure about everyone, but most of us use our hands more than we do our feet. Not that we want to neglect our feet, because we won't. But stretch your palms and then fingertips touch. So they might touch, they might not. So as long as we're moving in that direction, we're exercising all the little muscles in our hands. So it might be that a soft fist works better. So stretch your palms, soft fist, stretch your palms, soft fist. And then when you're ready, arms by your sides, we're going to get into some synovial fluid. Mother Nature's WD-40 into our joints. So arms by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. Spiral your palms open. Bend your elbows. Palms face away. And release. So 3 more times. Palms face forward. Bend your elbows. Palms face away. And release. Spiral your palms open. Bend your elbows. Palms face away. And release. So one more time in your own time and rhythm, if you'd like. Okay. So now, spring is around the corner. So I'd like you to imagine that you are riding a motorcycle. And we're going to flex and extend our wrists. And then this next movement, I find a little more challenging, maybe from side to side. Wrists, hands, nice. Oh, and again, a little shake. Ooh, hard work. So feel your work. And so really, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Notice any subtle sensations. How's your breath? So our breath is one of our main teachers. It'll let you know if you're into a pose too deep or moving too quickly. Sometimes when we work really hard, we have a tendency to hold on to your breath. And so that's your body's wisdom talking to you and saying, hey, hey. So maybe see how it feels to back off of the movement a little bit, or the pose. Notice how that feels. You might come out of the pose or the movement altogether. Explore coming back into it a little more gently or slowly. Or maybe it's desirable to come back to your breath and sit with your breath. So if we're focused on our breath, we're practicing yoga. And so moving on, a little shake out. And so I think the last hand practice I'd like to share with you is to give your hands a massage. your wrist, maybe up your forearm a little bit. And then I'm just going to come in a little closer for this next piece. I'm going to move the blocks out and trip over it. And so you can see my hands, so I think that's good enough for now. So if you take your thumb, right in the middle of our hand, there's a point that's called the marma point. So if we give that place a little massage, that can help release some of the tension we hold in our hands. And and if that's too much pressure, then massage. And then, of course, not ignoring the other hand. And so on. Okay, and a little shake out again. So I know for sure that some of my students come and some of their favorite stuff that goes on a yoga class is they get treated to hand massage, and they'll go through an entire yoga class just for the hand massage and the relaxation at the end. So anyway, moving on, I want to, we're not finished with our upper limbs, so I'd like to imagine that we're going for a yoga swim. And so I'll start freestyle. And you can lift your arms as high or low as you'd like. And then how about backstroke? And breaststroke. Whoosh. And side stroke. Other side. And lastly, butterfly. And slowly come on out of the movement. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Notice any subtle sensations. So feeling a little more energized, hopefully. Okay. And so from here, I'd like to come into a practice called Breath of Joy. And so I want you to make sure that you don't have anything near you that you could possibly hit with your arm or your hands that's a hard surface. And so breath of joy, energizing. You're going to inhale 3 times through our nose, unless you're congested or you have an obstruction. So breathe whatever way you can. And we're going to add arm movements to it if you'd like. And so let me demo first. So the first arm movement is swinging up, right? So the first sniff. And then the second sniff is out to the side. And the third one's up. And then drop. And so you're more than welcome to watch if you'd rather. And so here we go. I-O. Inhale, 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 inhale. One more round. Inhale, 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 and and so close your eyes softly or soften your gaze. And take a moment to bring your hands close together and notice any subtle sensations between your hands. And so no right or wrong. Just noticing, maybe explore bringing your hands further apart. Moving them further away from each other. And then closer together. And then it's ready. Turn your palms face up, reach up to the sky. Some gentle back arch. Maybe feeling a lightness. And then palms face down, a grounded sensation. So inhale, spiral your palms open, bring your arms up to your place. Up to the sky, and palms face down. So if we bow our head towards our heart, gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. And this time, resting one hand on your lap or wherever feels comfortable for you. Like you extend your arm out to the side and then gaze and pass your middle finger. Reach your arm up to the sky. Soft bend in the elbow, nothing rigid. Palm face down, release. So other side. Arm by your side, open up your armpit, reach up to the sky. So moving with grace and ease. And palm face down, release. Both arms by your side, or wherever feels most comfortable for you. Take your hands to your heart center, reach up to the sky. And maybe this time taking our hands into prayer. So whatever expression of prayer works for you. And then hands down, our chest or our heart center. Keeping one hand on your heart center, take your other hand to your Buddha belly. So the area between your navel and your pubic bone. And notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. We'll shake out again. All right, so I think that we are going to do a practice called body tapping. So I love body tapping, and more recently I've begun to understand it on a deeper level, and so it can be quite stimulating. And waking up, helping us wake up the nervous system, but also it can help rewire our brain. And so in the way that we're going to practice it today. So it's a huge topic. So I'll just touch on it for now. But if you'd like, let's start with you're sitting back in the chair comfortably, but still up nice and tall. I want you to feel the support of the back of the chair. And then when you're ready, give your legs a little massage. And so, of course, we're at home. This is chair yoga. So there's, no fancy yoga clothing, whatever is comfortable for you. So you might notice that's pretty much where I'm at. And so I'd like you now to tap the outside of your legs. And so come forward only as far as you feel stable. So again, have whatever device you need, might be a yoga mat along your belly, chin tucked in, tap down, however far you're able to go. Maybe you can reach your feet, up to you, and then tap up the inside of your legs. So it's not about seeing how far down we can go. We only go as far as feels comfortable. In other words, stable in your chair. So 2 more times. Tap down the outside of your legs, tap down, back up the inside. If you're super sensitive, you might be just massaging or doing the movements energetically. So 1 more time, tapping down the outside. And it might be both hands, 1 hand, focusing on what we can do. Come on, back up. And then when you're ready, this time we're going to switch it up a little bit. So you might bring your feet a little wider if possible. Tap down the inner thighs and down your leg. And then come up the outside. Inside, tapping down. And then tap up the outside. And 1 more time. Tapping. Again, if you have a yoga buddy to practice with, they can be helping you with some of this by doing the tapping if that feels good for you. And so rest your arms by your side, or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. Can you name the sensation? So we're going to move towards our final relaxation. And so before we do that, I'd like you to lean back in your chair. So I want you to find a really lovely, comfortable place. And we're going to work on our digestion a little bit. And so one of the ways we can do that is to continue some of this loving energy from our hands. And so I'd like you to take one hand on the other, place it at the bottom of your rib cage. And so moving in a circular movement, massaging our belly. So moving clockwise. So massaging your liver, your stomach, your spleen. And then coming forward a little bit, taking your hands to your lower back. You can reach comfortably. And give yourself a little massage, or you might imagine that I'm massaging your lower back. And so sending some loving energy up a little higher to where kidneys and adrenal glands live. So kidneys and adrenal glands are close to the surface. Adrenal glands are almond shaped and they sit on top of our kidneys. So it's important to keep this area of our body warm. And then when you're ready, so you might take one hand and sit up nice and tall, and then sweep your hands forward. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. So you can use whatever words work for you. One word could be inhale, love. Exhale, love. Or peace, whatever works. And we'll do a little shake up. All right, so I think I'm going to invite you now, just because of the time, to come into a comfortable sitting position for your final relaxation. As part of the final relaxation, we'll move into a guided meditation after the relaxation. So feel free to adjust your light. Make sure you have what you need to stay warm. I have a little blanket that I use sometimes. I always have a little blanket nearby. And so it could be that you put it around your shoulders, maybe on your lap. Also, a little bit of weight can feel really lovely too. Doesn't work for everybody, but if you like the feeling of a little bit of weight on your thighs, this can encourage a grounding sensation. And can help with fatigue. And so close your eyes softly or soften your gaze. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft palms, soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Serenity pose. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. silently, if you like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. That's a meditation inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. So we'll just sit and breathe for a moment or two with a gentle reminder. Breathing. And so without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. And so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And then come on up seated comfortably to finish your yoga practice. And so thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kausar, my wonderful tech host, connector in the Disability Foundation, for providing this opportunity for us to hang out and do yoga. And I hope you'll take your yoga practice home or wherever you go. I'm going to move in a little closer. So if you'd like to hang out for a moment or two after, I'm more than happy to stay here. Otherwise, today is Wednesday, so have an awesome day.
So Bobbie,
Yeah?
I wanted to just tell you that my carpal tunnel surgery was absolutely successful. My wrist is back to normal. It's
Oh my goodness.
the numbness and the pain is gone, and I can use my hand fully. It's great.
Wow. I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
How wonderful.
You can just sort of see. There's not much to see.
Yeah, I can just because I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
great.
I'm really happy about it.
Yeah,
No more sleepless nights.
no more pain.
Yeah.
Sure. That's great. That's really great.
Yeah.
How many weeks ago did you have that, Janet?
6 weeks.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Well, 6 weeks on Thursday, I mean. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. It was a piece of cake.
Wow.
It off for so long.
Yeah, you walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear
And
that.
I'm back on my exercise machine too.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you doing, Marnie?
I'm good, keeping busy. I got another month of curling left, and
Woohoo!
yeah, I'm not competing this week, but like March 4th to the 12th, there's a big competition in Richmond. If anybody
Wow.
wants to see the Canadian team and all the other countries, it's really
Yeah.
big thing. Yeah.
Send me that information, and who knows, maybe I'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, or you can share with anybody you know, for sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Years ago, my husband, he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
He worked in construction. He was a cement mason. And I think when they were building that beautiful place for Expo and so on, and curling and all that stuff in mind,
Yeah.
sure it was nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's just so much work goes into it. It's not even like, yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, I like curling because it's non-violent.
Oh yeah, it's such a social sport. Everyone's really like, there's etiquette, right? There's rules, and everyone's really awesome. Yeah, it's a very social sport.
Right on. So
Yeah.
I'll say hi to everyone, Marty, that we know, and I'll see you at ICORD on Friday on the fly, probably. I see
Yeah, I go to. Oh, actually, I'm at the Vancouver Curling Club this Friday, come to think of it. So I won't be at ICORD. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't generally look for you because I know you're having
Yeah, I'm like,
shit. But I sometimes see you rolling by and outside.
yeah.
It's always good to see you.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I did send you an email, but do you do them on Zoom still on Fridays? Or?
It's starting this Friday. No.
No, okay. I thought I heard that, but I wasn't sure, so I hadn't.
Yeah, in person. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this class available. There's lots online that's available, and I
I
really want
agree. Yeah.
a therapeutic class, so more one-on-one.
Yeah.
And
It's
work for me.
yeah, exactly right. It's a more distraction and stuff. So.
Well, I have a tremor and tension tremor, and
Mhm.
without about myself, and I have tendonitis. It turns out I have tendinopia.
Oh.
So no inflammation. I don't have to do the friggin' ice heat thing.
Yeah.
My forearms in the sink, one in each sink or in the wherever, which is a big deal. We do have an ice machine, but I hate it. I'll use it if I think it's useful, of course. But so no inflammation. It's on a cellular
Oh.
place. So I know what to do.
Yeah, and the tens machine helps, eh?
Yeah, I'm going that's on my list this afternoon too. I get to go for a massage.
Oh,
And
good idea.
enough about me. I
Yeah.
can see I'm boring Crossar.
Oh,
My
no,
husband,
no.
he's today.
Awesome. Thanks for everything.
Yeah. Bye,
Take
Sheila.
care. Bye.
Bye, Crossar.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao.
For an appointment, right?
Yes, 1:20. And
Have fun.
thank you for keeping us on track.
No. See you next week.
Righto.
Yeah. Bye.